Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. We are a proud member of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And this is our episode for February 2nd, 2020.
Walker will make his way to the middle. Wrist shot, glove save, rebound, scores! Cole Carriers first as a Pat! Riley Crane gains the line ahead. Holmes right circle goes back door and they score! Logan Nyhoff! Picks up the puck, he's into the offensive zone. Left circle drags, goes up high and scores! Oh, what a shootout goal for Cole Dubinsky!
All right, thanks everyone for listening in, watching, or connecting in live via Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. Replays are always available on each of those platforms and, of course, on your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram at WHL Patscast and interact with us on those platforms. Twitter's mostly our jam, and you can follow us and watch us live. Yeah, tough life of being a Bengals. I'm not actually a Bengals fan, Matt, so we're getting some comments in here already. Matt Rowe, thanks for joining us for your pre-Super Bowl Sunday game. I thought we'd get this in now before everyone's watching the game.
Yeah,
I'm not actually a Bungles fan. I'm just more of an Ocho Cinco fan, so that's why I'm wearing this. Chris is still just doing Pats and Red Sox. Do you even own an NFL jersey?
No, I don't.
So we're doing this early because we are going to Ballers today with the Rod Peterson show to watch the Super Bowl. What are you going to wear?
I have no idea.
You don't know yet?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a fashion show when you go to these things.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, thanks everyone. We're getting your Super Bowl pregame Pats Cast edition in here. Just one game to talk about this week. Of course, it was Victoria coming into town. I think we both thought this was a winnable game, and after a bit of a slow start, I would say, in the first period, kind of a lackluster, for lack of a better word, boring first period, I would say, it actually ended up being not a bad game and get a win out of it. I don't know, what were your thoughts about it?
Yeah, it was definitely the slow start, but it was nice to see them respond again. Like the slow starts are just kind of getting not monotonous, but kind of disappointing. Whereas at the start of the season, we had good starts and we couldn't finish games. So
Yes. Yeah.
It's
that's
kind
true.
of it's the opposite now. Like we were down twice in this game, and we came back both times and pulled out the victory.
Yeah, and it's kind of, the goals are starting to be a little bit nicer. I don't know if, well, Victoria wasn't that good. We were saying they gave up a lot of 2-on-1s. We had them, and they defended them just about as poorly as we seem to. The second or sometimes third man coming in was pretty wide open, and it was nice to see the guys come back. Denemy, again, like we've pointed out, playing really well. You have his stats for January. I don't know if you have them on the top of your head, but he's really on a roll here.
I think it was 7 goals, 7 assists in January.
Yeah.
Like that.
The 20-year-olds played decent enough, I thought. But goaltending was not an issue. I didn't really think. I don't know. Like
the first
maybe.
goal was
set
off, kind of got burned, and then Buskey was.
I'd blame that more on set off.
Yeah,
he got undressed.
Yeah, he did. But Buskey was really awkward. He was in an awkward position, and
he's not going to be what we had, where you can have him bail you out. So it was nice the guys scored the goals they did and came back. And then into a shootout again. Dubinsky with the
only goal.
Kind of miffed it up a bit.
He
and
totally
then
did. Yeah, not
still
kinda.
okay. Totally muffed it up, and then was still able to pull it off and get the goal. So
yeah, and Victoria was undefeated in the shootout. They were 4-0. So I was like, ooh, this is a little.
Going into it, might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were thinking if it went to that, we didn't have a very good chance, but
I didn't think so. But hey, we pulled it out.
Hey, and that's where Buskey stood up. Was he was stopped all three in that.
Yeah, exactly. He made the saves in the shootout. He made a couple good saves there in the penalty kill in overtime. They had some really good chances.
Yeah.
So
Well, we
that was-
started it off on that was a frustrating penalty to take. Like, come on, there's 19 seconds left. It's not even. Was it barely in the zone? Was it a
Yeah.
neutral zone almost?
blue
like,
line area. Battle
just
on the boards.
Yeah, like it wasn't a scoring opportunity. Give me a freaking break. Calls that penalty at that juncture. It's just like
Yeah, it was a tough.
you've
tough one.
almost just
There wasn't.
not given them the game. They still had to score, which they didn't, but like given them a very good opportunity. That stuff pisses me off.
Yeah, and the game was pretty clean. Otherwise, like there's a couple penalties on both sides, but it wasn't getting
Yeah.
out of hand. They weren't. I thought it was a pretty well officiated game, and then until it was just like
Speaking of clean, we would have heard more about Zonnefeld's
that wasn't
anything if there was going to be any
No.
extra. Yeah,
no.
I didn't think it was. To me, so he got a kneeing penalty, just a minor, right?
Yeah, just
yeah,
two.
Yeah, and to me, it really looked like he was trying to get it out of the way. Now, for anyone who didn't hear his experience in the AJHL when he was there, he needs someone. Was it a
Yeah,
knee?
I think it was a knee or something. There's a leg on leg, and
Broke some guy's leg.
yeah.
And then I think
heard.
it happened again. And so when we saw that and it was him, we watched the replay though, and it almost looked like he was trying to get his knee out of the way
Yeah,
and actually kind of stuck out his hip by doing that. So
I don't think
I
it was
don't-
really
maybe
a
he
knee
learned
on
to,
knee.
learned a lesson there, right? Of his past, and I think he had a fairly significant suspension
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
in every. I don't know what are you getting at there, Matt? In every time, maybe been working on that more in practice.
Shootout maybe possibly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
'Kay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Dubinsky's maybe. Yeah, just clarify that.
Yeah.
Matt.
But yeah, we seen some different shooters this time. We've seen Dubinsky now in the shootout. Who else went? Denemy. And then
I think you had to pick Denemy.
Yeah, he's
and then
been so hot
Holmesy.
lately. And Holmes, yeah.
Yeah. Just needed the one goal, so that was good.
Yeah, and Victoria was struggling on that road trip.
They did not do well, and they've been struggling. Actually, you said since they picked up Tracy and Evan Hoff.
Yeah, I think they only had about one win prior
With him.
to Moose Jaw. Yeah.
Yeah, they won last night in Moose Jaw,
Yeah,
which
that's
I'm
not-
sure was they probably played a little bit extra hard for that.
Yeah.
I would think just playing their old team.
Yeah, and the score and the shots on goal really, I think, obviously we didn't see any of the game, but that kind of paints a picture when the shots are 38-17.
Yes.
They
yeah.
kind of dominated Moose Jaw by the looks of it.
Yeah, but still they still let in. what
They
was it?
gave up two.
Two.
It was
yeah.
7-2. Yeah, Evanoff gave up 2 on 17 shots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't. It was nice. There's back-to-back wins now.
yeah, against
So-
teams that are pretty decent teams.
Essentially, playoff teams.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely playoff teams. Victoria's a little bit of a slide there, but they're
a
still
little bit on this road trip. Yeah.
They're still ahead of Vancouver, clearly second in the BC there.
You know, I was looking a little bit at the East Division here. So you have PA at 63, Winnipeg 59, Brandon 58 for the East Division. Then you look at the Central, like the first team out of the Central and then into the wild card is Calgary at 59, and really they'd be second or
Yeah.
third in the East. Our East, so PA at 63
That's
doesn't
fourth.
even make the top 3 in the
Yeah, yeah.
Central.
Yeah,
It's kind of like we had that one year, right, where Saskatoon didn't. They got bumped out by good teams, but
Yeah.
the East is not a powerhouse like they were.
no, but all 3 teams are kind of hot lately. Like Brandon's had that big winning streak.
they did.
PA's really picked it up since picking up Paddock, like we've mentioned,
Yeah,
and Winnipeg's just been rolling consistently lately. I mean, and you look at that; it's wide open, and Saskatoon's right behind with 54 points there. So it's these
Mhm.
playoffs. Yeah, it should be good. Good.
it'll be
playoff.
really good. Yeah, there's gonna be some nice even matchups, and possibly some good rivalries.
Yeah, look at that. Winnipeg's out of those playoff teams. Winnipeg's the coldest team at 5-5. Everybody else has got 6 or 7 wins in their past 10.
Yeah.
So that's some teams that are rolling here in the
Yeah, unfortunately, Red Deer just seems to be keeping pace on us, right? We win, they win.
Yeah.
We need to get a little win streak, and they got stomped on the showcase yesterday, though.
Yeah, by Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I turned it on around second period.
Okay. I didn't catch any of
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
was busy.
And just a few games coming up this week. So at Saskatoon, at Swift, and then Swift is in town. So those are, I mean, if we're talking about getting some points, those are somewhere we could do it.
We got to get at least 3 points off Swift. At least. Like,
I think
I want to see 4 points.
Yeah, the guys better be a little looking for some revenge from those last few games with Swift, where they came in here and beat us. They beat us twice here now already.
Yeah.
We can't have them come in here and beat us. I know we beat them then in Swift fairly comfortably. They need to play like that. Like,
Yeah. I want to see some little more urgency, kind of.
I want 2 wins there.
Yes, so do I.
At Saskatoon
Is whatever.
Who knows, right? Maybe
They
not.
might have a little.
They're playing for something now.
Exactly,
Too, so.
and they might, after losing to us there last weekend, they might be a little angry about that and try to play a little better. Nolan Meyer's back, so that'll help them out.
Yeah, just back now. He's
Yeah.
been gone for a bit though.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Now,
So-
before we get a little bit too much further, today's gonna be a shorter show. We just got one game to talk about, and just 3 coming up, and not a terrible amount of news to talk about. But
Clark just joined in. Hopefully, we'll see you later today, Clark.
yeah, Clark, we will be at the Ballers watching Super Bowl. Anyways, trivia for the week. So I was looking up. I'm kind of pulling a bit of influence off the Pats organization and how they put their trivia related to the team they're playing or the music. You can see the fan jam is always related to the team coming in. So I wanted to know, what's the royal sport? So as I was Googling that, of course, Royal Sports comes up, right? Of Regina.
Oh yeah, the sporting goods store.
Right.
Yeah.
So trivia for this week is what's deemed the royal sport, and how long has Royal Sports been around?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I was shocked. Okay, so while you're thinking about that,
Okay.
the Saskatchewan Podcast Network is supported by Connexus. Money doesn't have to be stressful, and Connexus is here to help. The Connexus #Money Talk blog provides expert advice, tips, and solutions for all of life's stages and events. Check it out today at connexusmoneytalk.ca and start feeling confident and stress-free about your money. Okay, Royal Sporting Goods.
Okay, it's old. I know that. It's got to be like in the 30s, I think.
1918.
18. Wow.
1918. Now,
So almost as old as the Pats.
yeah, like it must have been one of the first
Or
stores
older,
around here.
1919, right?
Now, I don't know if that's its original look.
Yeah.
I can't. Man, that's an old part of town.
I doubt it.
I would doubt it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably moved.
Yeah.
What sport were they supplying in 1918?
I don't know. But
Tack, and
so the royal sport, I'm gonna go with polo.
correct. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
polo.
That's what I thought.
That's a pretty wealthy man game.
Yeah.
Pretty 1% there. No one's showing up for that doesn't know someone.
So off last week's trivia, I got a couple suggestions. If Clark's still listening, I don't know if he was throwing it out there for like all-time dual sport athletes, but he threw out Tim Tebow. So I don't know if that was a joke suggestion or not, but it was a good one.
He's a dual sport athlete.
Yeah, he
you know,
is.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he succeeded really in either. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. If you don't count his NFL career, he got a terribly successful. Like he was awesome in NCAA. So.
Yeah, and his baseball career is going nowhere, and it's kind of a joke, I think. But
Yeah.
the one other suggestion from Brandon Rivers off Dub Network, he suggested Dave Winfield. He was drafted in the MLB,
Yep.
the NBA and ABA, and as well as the NFL.
Yeah, and he came up on lists, but he was never that high. And I don't know, he was really successful ball player, baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he was on the list, but I guess just never he wasn't that high. But
Yeah, it
definitely,
wasn't
I
high,
can
but yeah.
see absolutely that is to have 3 sports. We were talking a lot about 2, and the guy that what was his name? No, I can't even remember his name. That won it.
Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe was multi-sport, but he was in some obscure ballroom dancing and pentathlon and decathlon. But
Yeah, Clark says Tim Tebow's a superstar minor league baseball player.
yeah, that's kind of his life, I think. He's just never going to be the professional superstar, but he'll just I think he's doing okay, though.
Yeah.
I think he'll...
So Matt just DM'd us his actual question because he said sometimes it's tough to put in comments.
Oh, okay.
But he asked us, you think they've been working offensively, carrying the puck in rather than dumping it in all the time? And we actually talked about that at the game.
Yeah.
And I think, it definitely is working more rather than just dumping it in every time. Because you've seen those 3-on-2s. I mean,
that's
you're
a
not
good
going to
point.
dump it in on an odd man rush, obviously, but they're creating some chances in the neutral zone where they're getting these odd man rushes. It's a better.
And maybe
first
that's why we're
passes.
noticing Dubinsky a little bit more, because
Dubinsky doesn't.
he tries
dump it
that.
in.
No, he does, and maybe he was playing that system, but now that he's not, and he's got a bit of a green light to try some stuff, maybe that's why we're seeing him. I mean, he's been on the ice so much, and we just
he has been getting a lot more ice time.
Yeah, and now you get to see some of his skill, and the guy's still young, right?
Yeah,
he's still got some room for improvement, and
definitely room for improvement. The skills there, so you hoping that he's going to take that next step and become a 15 goal scorer maybe next year. We thought we see him score a few more goals this year, maybe up.
I think we're just
almost to 10.
delayed a year.
Yeah,
so maybe we see a little bit of a breakout. But that's a good point. We've noticed that too. Just a bit of a different game. The goals even are a little bit more tic tac score. Prettier goals. In over the last few games.
Maybe Devin to me alludes to that in his interview here we got coming up. I talked to him about getting some chemistry with these guys and stuff like that. So I don't know if we want to go to the interviews from Victoria game.
Yeah, if you get them queued up, I'll just Clark's asking about the young guys that came
okay.
in: Marcus Taylor, Easton Armstrong, and Parker Berg. I think last week we talked about Easton and Parker, and we were both really happy with their games. They had some pretty good competition between Lethbridge and Saskatoon. And then Marcus Taylor, I wonder if we'll get to see him again. Was there a release that he'll get moved back?
No, I haven't seen anything. So
didn't get a great chance to see him.
No, he didn't play a ton.
And it wasn't because I don't think he made any mistakes. I didn't see
He was out on the one goal, there was a chance in the slot and it got blocked and went to the side of the net, and the guy had the wide open net.
Okay.
Berg was there, but I mean, that was just a unlucky kind of goal. Taylor.
Yeah. I didn't really. Yeah, Matt. Maybe if you got to see him, Marcus carrying the puck, I tried to watch for him, and I just didn't. It was like, oh yeah, he's out there, and then.
Same with me. I didn't.
Then, when you really tried to focus on him, then he wasn't on the ice.
Yeah.
And it was, so I don't know if they shortened the bench. I don't think he was benched necessarily for any major mistakes. And I think Strush has said it lots. They're okay if these guys make mistakes.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and like we said last week, we thought Berg was really poised in his own zone against some good competition, and Armstrong was really good in the offensive zone. Good forecheck, hard forecheck.
They didn't look out of place. 15-year-olds out there or 16-year-olds, they were okay. Yeah. They weren't getting absolutely exposed or embarrassed out there. So
it was good. And unfortunately, I couldn't make that Sunday game, and I didn't get an interview with either of those guys, which I would have liked to. And
they're gone.
And they were gone the next day, so that was too bad.
Sure. So you got some good interviews with. You talked to Denemy,
Pratt, and Struch.
Yeah. So Pratt, we can. Well, as you get that queued up, he for anyone who didn't see, it was well publicized. It was his 30th or 300th game in the WHL, and he topped that off with the Gordie Howe hat trick, a fight assist and a goal. So let's listen to Denemy first. We've been speaking about his game over the past few weeks and noticing that, and so Chris had a chance to talk to him after that Victoria game.
Slow start there tonight, but kind of responded there pretty well in the second period. What kind of was the message in that first intermission there?
I think half that period, first period, we were definitely asleep and weren't executing or just playing hard in general. And that first intermission, Dave kind of woke us up and told us if we want to get back in the game, we're going to have to start working. And I think we answered the bell well.
What does it take to put in a full 60 minutes to beat kind of these better teams?
I think just buy-in from everybody in the lineup. You want to play everybody, and when you can roll 4 lines and 60 men, and everybody's contributing and giving a good effort, it just makes it easier to play. And most nights that'll work out for you.
You guys get some confidence from beating like Victoria, Saskatoon here, a couple games in a row, some better teams after that tough road trip, right?
Yeah, I think the confidence is good right now. Beating those kind of teams shows you that when you're playing at the top of your game, you can compete with anybody in this league. And some teams probably look at us as maybe an easier game, but I think we've done a good job of shoving it in their face kind of a little bit.
What did you do to take that through the rest of the season, trying to finish this season strong here?
I think just wanting to get better as a player for yourself and contributing to the team's wins as much as you can. I think at this point in the season, it's almost like you're trying to make an impression for next season, and giving the coaches and the GM a reason to keep you here for next year and why you should be on the team. So I think it's trying to just drive within yourself.
You've really been showing this month. You've really had a great month this month here. What's been clicking for you?
I think just for sure we've gotten a couple bounces my way, which is always nice. But I think just my compete level has been a little bit better this month. And just being able to be moving my feet a lot more and winning some puck races, and then obviously playing with Austin has been it's been a treat, and he's set me up on some real nice looks.
Yeah. You've played with a few different guys since you've been here. Do you find some chemistry now? You've been here a while.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's easier too when you can get comfortable with the guys, and it's not like you're going out there with a guy who you don't know and you're playing on a shift with them. Now I know everybody on this team now. We're close and we know each other. What each other's all about, so it makes it easier.
So we were talking about him. He's 19 and he could be theoretically back for his 20-year-old. And he was alluding to it a little bit. They're playing for next year.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That'd be awesome if he was one of our 20-year-olds. That'd be awesome. He's been a great acquisition this year.
Definitely. Yeah, he's really impressed here lately. And we've seen it as soon as he came over. His shot was, you can see it was a plus shot, probably the best one on the team.
I would say so. Yeah.
And now he's clicking. He's got some consistent line mates, and him and Pratt have been really have really clicked real well.
Yeah. And you also spoke to Pratt after this game. Yeah, it was a big game for him. So let's listen to Pratt now.
Big night for you, 300th game, goal, assist, and most importantly the win. How did that feel tonight?
Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, I'm fortunate to be able to play 300 games in this league, and that's something everyone gets to do, so it's an honor.
You guys had a slow start, but you really responded to that second period. What was that message in the first intermission there?
Just stick to it. I mean, they're a really skilled team. You guys just got to keep playing the way you know you have to. So, once we did that, everything came together.
It was a tough U.S. road swing, but you guys came back and you beat Saskatoon, you beat Victoria, a couple better teams. Can you translate that into some momentum here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we played really good on the States trip, minus 1 or 2 games. So, we got a little confidence coming back from that. It's always good to be at home. So, just the feeling of being at home and, being ready to go.
You've been playing with Denemy lately. He's really been rolling. You guys have got some chemistry going there?
Yeah, he's just, he's a natural goal scorer and he knows how to make plays. So, it's really fun getting to play with a player like that. He's something special. So, it's, it's easy. You just give him the puck and he scores.
Yeah, Pratt, I mean, that was an awesome game for him. Nice to get some points there. And he slowed down a little bit on his point getting streak there. A little bit of a lull, but now maybe back on that line with Denemy. We'll see see that pick up.
Yeah.
So Clark just wrote in. Yeah, I guess we can start talking about the 20s for next year, but if you're looking at who they are, I would say, well, who are 19s now?
So you got Denemy there, Walker,
yeah,
and then Crane and Buskey.
Yeah.
So there's only 4.
Yeah, but
But you never know. You go outside the organization, right?
true. And is Buskey a 20-year-old? You want to fill a spot with him?
I don't know about that.
Tough call.
Yeah.
You need someone there.
So you're looking Walker and Denemy for sure, definitely, like Clark said. And
I think
then
so.
Crane, I don't know if he's a great player, but is he 20-year-old worthy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this whole goaltending situation, we've mentioned it before, it's kind of got bungled up, and I think you're going to have to look outside the organization unless they're looking at the Welke out of the Mintos, if he's going to be the guy next year. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a shame because we said this in the preseason episode. Paddock's probably gone, right?
Yeah.
So why we still don't know the answer. Why get rid of McNabb, who's not even playing?
I know
Well, that being said, could you still go get him?
You could,
if he wants to play. But regardless,
I looked up on elite prospects and stuff. Like, I don't see him playing anywhere. Like, unless somebody knows where he's playing. Like, I don't know. Like, because Winnipeg released him or whatever they did, and yeah, because I know he was hurt there a little bit at the start of the season, and then they brought in the guy that bailed on Lethbridge there, Liam Hughes, was it, or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Clark, to your question, to keep Crane or Buskey, is it one or the other?
Yeah.
I think you're
neither.
putting yourself into a corner if you say it's Crane or Buskey.
Yeah.
I think the window's open for another.
Yeah, I
in
think
my
so.
opinion.
Because you want Walker. I mean, Walker may not even be guaranteed. Anyways, okay, yeah. So Clark, yeah, he comments, if they would have kept McNabb, they would have owed another draft pick to Vic, and yeah, that is true. I think it was maybe a 4th round.
Okay.
If he played any part of the regular season.
Okay. So we figured there was some conditional picks out there somewhere.
Yeah.
That had something to do with it. But now we're really
yeah, I know. Like you can, I think you could have afforded to give up that 4th to keep McNabb for this year.
Yeah.
And next year. Like for 2 more seasons of solid play. Like, we were happy with McNabb. Obviously Paddock was maybe a little better. But
yeah.
I mean, he's got the more value, so you can get more back for Paddock. So we were fine with either one of them sticking around.
And now we have none.
And
it's like,
now
okay.
you look at what we've got in net, and it's like
it's not as. We were a little bit spoiled for a bit. Yeah.
Struch does allude to Buskey here in the interview. He's played a couple good games lately, but I don't know, the consistency is not there. And you even look at his stats with PA last year. He was with PA in the first half.
Yeah.
And his his win-loss record is great. Yeah, sure, because PA was rolling. But you look at his goaltending stats, and they were not good.
Well, he better play against Saskatoon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's undefeated, right? So maybe keep that streak going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cue up that one with the interview with Struch. It's good. He's always a good interview and provides a lot of insight. A little more than you might hear on the radio. You got the full.
Yeah, I got the full.
Actually, an exclusive. No one else talked to him that night.
Yeah, it was just me down there running the show.
Yeah.
Last game.
So we will get that up.
Slow start tonight, but you guys really responded to that second period. What was that message?
Well, it was our D weren't moving the puck fast enough. We got off to a bad start with a weak goal, which happens. I thought that Donovan responded really well because he played a great game for us. He gave us an opportunity. But really, 5-on-5 was fantastic. Our play without the puck. We did so many good things to get the puck, and we made good plays after that. So I think a lot of times when you run up against a real good team like Vic is, and you can weather the storm every once in a while like you're going to have to, you do things right, get an opportunity. I think we took good advantage of it tonight.
Donovan's kind of getting some momentum going here. Once he's getting some more action, what are you seeing from him?
Well, just he works hard. I mean, he worked hard with Max as a backup here, and he's earned the right to get some games, and he's won a few. I mean, he won a big one in Everett on the road, and we came in. He had to come in a couple of games ago for Dan, and he's done the things the right way. He put in some time and some effort, and he's earned the right to play some games for us.
You guys have beat Saskatoon now, Victoria lately, some better teams. How do you project that message that they can play with these teams?
We beat them. We beat PA twice too. So the things we've done throughout the year as a group, and knowing that it's a build and the guys still sticking with it, coming to the rink every day, playing hard, has been so important for us, and that's given us a chance to play against these good teams and do things right, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Preston Dennery, he's really been hot lately here.
He's playing good, plays the right way, puts himself in positions to score goals, and he gets out there and they do the proper things. He gets chances to score, and because he can shoot, he can score some goals.
Yeah, so alluding a little bit back to that goaltender situation, Matt Rowe writing in, bringing up keeper next year. I think he'll get a fair shot in training camp and preseason, maybe a little bit into the season, and we'll see how he does. I wouldn't bank on that personally.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to bring up a 16-year-old to back up. Like, you want him playing, but I don't know, it's...
Yeah. We'll see how he does. I
People
think
who make more money than I do make these decisions, but obviously...
I think he's still got some growing to do, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of want him... Because backing up as a young guy, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that, but, I mean, he does have that potential. I mean, he's going to get lots of work in practice, working against, WHL players and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's a tough decision. I guess we'll see what happens in the offseason, what they do in the goaltending situation.
Yeah, it might be out of necessity.
It could be.
That he's here. I personally, I think goaltenders need just that extra year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough for a 16-year-old to come in. All right, well, let's just wrap things up here. Let's talk a little bit about, did you like those, the jerseys?
Yeah, the kidney jersey, we kind of didn't talk about them last show, and I thought they were nice. Yeah, I liked them.
They were nice. I think they went for a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, they were.
I didn't follow up on the auctions, but if you wanted
mid-100 up to 2, and there's a few over 2, but I mean, you could have got one for under $200.
I think if they were crested, I would have been all over it.
Yeah, if they weren't just screen printed, yeah.
Yeah,
I did mind them.
Kind of the unique thing too was Mackay Mitchell's jersey was one, and someone was, and of course they had the photo with him, and he actually looked pretty good. Like, I would have expected him to be like bruised and like that old like purpley greeny gross bruising, but he actually looked not too bad. A little swollen, but nothing outrageous.
Well, and then on the injury report that he's been upgraded to 2 to 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then we saw Walker come back, and then Jacob Brook. He's going to be a little longer yet, so. But actually,
they were expecting him back before the end of the season.
And
so
now
we'll see.
It might not be.
Yeah.
Actually, going back to that Walker thing of the 20-year-olds, we do have a lot of 19 D-men, so Walker could be expendable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
Want him, yeah.
But, yeah, you do want him. He's
in your
pretty
leadership
solid.
group right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are going to have lots of solid D-men next year.
And also from that kidney awareness or organ donation game, the bobblehead distribution. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked that. We weren't at the game with the hats, but when I saw that, I was like, I wouldn't mind one of those hats. Like, I actually would have worn one of those hats as like out in the garden or something, right?
Yeah,
like
out in the yard,
brim. Yeah. I would have liked one, but you said someone was there a few minutes after doors opened. They were all gone.
Yeah. Somebody commented there 10 minutes because somebody was looking for one in the Facebook group. They're like, if anybody got an extra one, I'd gladly take it. And people were like, no, they were all gone 10 minutes after 3.
And I've been checking garage sale. They're not even on there.
No.
So anyways, what they did was you walked in and they gave you a little scratch ticket, and that's whether you got one or not.
Yeah, so I think there was 3,000 tickets and 1,000 winners.
Okay.
So it's not, so we got 2 out of 3. The 3 of us got two bobbleheads, so that worked out good.
Yeah, it's not on my shelf yet. It will be.
Yeah, we gotta make some room
clear
somehow.
some room. Yeah, I got rid of. I don't know who I'll get rid of.
Oh, we can. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I was gonna bring a different jersey today. Hang up a different jersey.
Okay.
We should rotate.
We should. Yeah.
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 Anyways, I think that's about.
Yeah, let's
it for
wrap
the
it
week.
up. Thanks for joining us on Super Sunday. Anyone who's going to Ballers, we will be there, courtesy of the Rod Peterson Show. And make sure you give them a listen, too. They, of course, do, is it Hockey Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays is usually pretty hockey heavy.
Yeah, and if you want to talk junior hockey, just get your questions in. They'll respond to whatever the people are talking about. And if you want to listen to CFL, they'll do that. But if you don't want to listen to CFL and you want to talk junior hockey, they will change on a dime and start talking junior hockey. So get your comments in there. We had an awesome listen. It was the trade deadline day.
Yeah,
or the day before when Max Paddock got traded. I think the whole episode was
they just
junior
talked
hockey.
all- yeah.
And that's because the fans were doing that. And
Yeah, and they got some good guests. Like you got Kelly Rempel on there. He's got all sorts of junior hockey stories. He worked for the Pats. He worked for the Warriors.
Yeah.
And yeah, he even talked about being Bret Hitman Hart's agent there for a bit, kind of into the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And he's got lots of good stories. So and they get on Les Lazaruk. They get on, Phil's on there once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually their hockey days. They obviously talk about the NHL and stuff, and that's a hot subject right now. The Edmonton,
because they're not just a local show; they're pretty
They're
much
national.
national.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like the guests they get for CFL, or if you're into CFL, they get some great guests.
yeah, and hockey at that matter too. Right?
Oh yeah,
They get
no, for sure.
players and so we'll be there with them watching Super Bowl. So who are you cheering for?
I don't know. Like I don't mind the Chiefs, but I mean, there's a couple Ducks that are.
I know. I was
on
trying to
San
see
Francisco.
who, because I thought DeAnthony Thomas still played with
Chiefs.
the Chiefs, but he
Yeah,
doesn't.
so
He's with
the
the
Ravens,
Ravens.
yeah.
So
No, they
yeah.
got DeForest Buckner and
Yeah,
Eric Armstead
yeah,
on
they
the
did.
on that stout
Yeah.
49ers defense.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm a Seahawks fan, so I cheer for two teams, the Seahawks and whoever is playing the 49ers. So
So
Chiefs by
And
default
the-
here.
there's some interesting stats. It's when there's a top 5 offense versus a top 5 defense, the defense wins 9. They're 9-5.
9-5.
the
So they're
Super
not
Bowl.
9-0.
No,
They're not 14-0. So
no, there's a
it
chance.
happens.
But who's wearing white? Do you know who's wearing the jerseys?
Is that going to be the predictor?
Possibly.
Okay.
Who's
I don't
wearing
know.
white? You don't
I
know?
don't-
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
white is 13-2 in the last 15 Super Bowls.
Ooh.
I know, like,
Hmm.
like how does that like? That's a
Well, they're
odd
both
stat.
white and they're both red. So
yeah, exactly. So, but whoever's wearing white in the last 15 is 13-2, which is an interesting stat.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Thanks everyone for joining us. Remember to follow us on Twitter or Instagram at WHL Patscast. And of course, we do come live typically Sundays or Mondays. You'll just watch for our tweet. And yeah, if you are watching live on Twitter or Facebook, actually Twitter's the best if you want to get your comments in.
Yeah,
That seems to be
definitely.
the best. Although I am contemplating going to Facebook.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll put up some posts and get some feedback from you guys if you like Twitter or Facebook for the live portion of the show. Okay, thanks everyone.
Good night.